A common challenge that a lot of pre-medical students experience is getting denied in the medical application process and the feeling of defeat that accompanies that denial. What are your recommendations for those students?
I think the first thing is to recognize that denial is quite often a part of the process. I don't know the exact statistics, but one thing to understand is that there are so many applicants and there's so few seats in the United States, and it is going to make it challenging. I think one of the things that you have to do if you do get a denial is you have to step back for a moment, and you might need to do some reassessment. I think you can start first by getting a good mentor, a mentor that you think is going to actually represent your needs. So a part of that reassessment may actually mean taking a look at your MCAT scores and truly assessing whether or not they were competitive. Perhaps you applied, you're anxious, you wanted to get in, and you know that your scores were marginal and you applied anyway and you didn't make it. Perhaps actually taking the MCAT over again and doing some real hard studying and preparing to re-exam might be what you need to do. It might also be for some students that perhaps your grades were just not strong enough. If you find that your grades were not strong enough, there are often ways that you might be able to remediate that. It all depends on how badly that you want it. Growing up in Inglewood, educated by Chicago Public Schools, I can definitely say that by the time I started college or my undergraduate career, I was not on par with other students who actually were looking to go to medical school. And as a result, my undergraduate career suffered quite a bit. It took me a while to play catch up so that I can actually be in the place where I needed to be. I didn't actually have the proper mentors even in college or even advice from the advisors. And it's important for students to recognize that sometimes even your academic advisement office for pre-medical studies is not even going to do you very much good. You really have to look around you and try to find some mentors who actually care about your journey, to help support you, to make sure that you're on the right track. I talked to one of my mentors with the Office of CHAMPS, which is Chicago Area Health and Medical Professions. It's an organization geared towards helping young minority students get the proper mentorship in order to make their dreams come true. And with that, one of the mentors told me, you know what, it might be very beneficial for you to actually consider getting an advanced degree before you apply to medical school. So I thought, what a great idea. I'll get my master's in public health first, be very successful in it, then I'll go to medical school. So I decided to major in biostatistics and epidemiology, something very useful to the medical community. I did extremely well in the graduate program, graduating in the top part of my class, and then I reapplied to medical school and actually was quite successful. So there are many things that you need to do. The second thing that I did in my particular case is I retook the MCAT, and retaking the MCAT made a huge difference for me. So second time I took it, I scored in much higher percentiles in many very relevant areas, and it made all the difference in the world.